Are you tired of feeling overshadowed and left out in meetings and group discussion? Do you want to be known as the smartest man in the room, even though you're probably not the smartest man in the room? Well, today I'm going to reveal all the secrets that I use to reveal myself as the smartest man in the room. The first step is to actually go out there and gain some knowledge. I know I told you that I'll teach you how to be the smartest person in the room, even without being the smartest person in the room. But even in order to do that, you have to be at least a little bit knowledgeable. At the bare minimum, you should at least know about the current happenings in your country. It could be related to sports, budget, finance, politics, anything. But you should be at least a little bit knowledgeable, because after that, you'll no more have to act like the smartest person in the room, because you're already the smartest person in the room. Knowledge alone is not enough. To truly stand out, you must also learn the art of strategic communication. This means talking less and listening more. When you do speak, make sure your words are well chosen and thoughtful, and avoid filling the silence as much as possible with empty talk. Instead, wait for the right moment to add value to the conversation. Finally, be confident in your abilities. Look, confidence is the key, and no one knows it better than me, because I went from a person who was totally underconfident to a person who is very highly confident right now. Don't be afraid of what the opposite person is going to think about you. Doesn't matter if you have a difference of opinion. Still, present your point. The key is to always present your point, because the smartest person in the room is not the person who talks the most. The smartest person in the room is the person who talks only when requires and listens more and talks even if there is a difference of opinion. Another key aspect of being perceived as the smartest man in the room is to shut up and listen when someone else is speaking. Because if you don't listen, you can't reply. And if you can't reply, then you'll never be known as the smartest person in the room. So what you have to do is to always keep your ears open and listen, because the other person is different and he's obviously learning something else which you are not learning. So he obviously knows something which you don't know. So you should try to be quiet when he's talking and try to observe everything he's trying to tell, and then make your point. And be prepared before any meeting or any discussion. I know this is not always possible, but what you can do is you can just take a pause. Before you speak anything, just take a pause. Breathe in, think about everything you're going to say in the next 30-50 seconds, and then pour it out. Then just tell everything you had to tell. This will not only make you sound confident, this will also give you a better choosing for words, and this will also make you look more confident. Finally, be sure that you're always calm and composed. Even if you're faced with very challenging questions, be calm and maintain a high level confidence. Show that you're still in control of the conversation and you can come out of it anytime you want. It's important to note that being perceived as the smartest man in the room doesn't mean you have to have answers for all the questions. In fact, it's often more valuable to admit when you don't know something and actively seek information and perspectives from others. This shows that you're an open-minded and willing to learn person, which can be just as valuable as having all the answers. Another important aspect is to consider your body language, because you cannot sit like this and talk in a very shabby way, and even if you know everything in the world, you'll be perceived as a not very smart person if you do this. But instead, if you sit like this and talk in a very confident and bold manner, even if you know very little, you'll always be considered more higher in value and more smarter person than the previous one. Another important thing to keep in mind always is to respect others' opinions, because if you feel in a X way for a certain topic, there'll be another person who feels in a Y way for the same topic. You have to learn to respect their opinion and not get offended, and try to learn what they think from their perspective. The key is to be aware of your strengths and your weaknesses and make a cautious effort in improving yourself and betterment of yourself every day. And remember, the smartest person in the room is not the person who has answers for each and every question, but indeed is the person who knows how to use the very little information he has in a more effective way. In conclusion, being perceived as the smartest person in the room doesn't mean that you have to know everything, but it means that how you use what you know to make an impact. Remember, knowledge is power, but it's how you apply that truly matters. So educate yourself, communicate strategically, be confident, be open-minded and respectful, and always be prepared. With these tips in mind, you'll always be able to stand out in any situation as the smartest man in the room. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you soon.